Thank you, everyone. It's a great opportunity. It's a great, great blessing that the Creator, He brings us together to one place. And there is something that happens with me every time I come to give a class, and it's that I'm finding myself with a blank mind, completely empty. And then I need to search, like chametz before Pesach, but already like 5 hours, 5 minutes before the Chag, like everything is clean, nothing left, and you're still looking for something. So my mind before the classes, always, it's something amazing that happens with me. And the Creator is making sure to empty my batteries completely every time before I come to teach. And it's, I think, it makes the class better, because only fresh water, clean and new ones will come out in that class. I'm not preparing. I'm just channeling the thoughts that comes up in my heart, in my mind, to deliver to the children of heaven, of the Creator. Something amazing is going on in our world today, in our days, and it's a great awakeness of souls that if you're going to check their the physical connection of theirs, like you're going to try to say it's a nation, you're going to try to say it's a family, you're going to try to say a certain like financial, how you call that? What? Security. Like a certain section of people, let's say like the rich or the poor, or the truth is that people that are coming from totally different cultures and nations, but in their hearts there is only one thing. They're seeking for the truth. They had it with lies. Lies they heard enough. They've been fed in lies all their lives. If they were Jewish, they heard a lot of lies over there in Judaism. If they're Christians, they heard enough lies over there. If they're Muslim, they heard a lot of lies over there. Like, they've been fed up with lies, enough, and enough is enough. Now they desire the truth. And now they don't really care where the truth will come from, they just want it. The one truth that will answer all their questions. And they, all those people, all of us, and more, plenty. Like, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, and maybe more. Maybe we're not really aware to the greatness of the amounts of those truth seekers, of those souls that are waking up, and they're all asking for the truth and desiring it with all their hearts, and they're all searching for something that we can define as faith, as emunah. They want to believe in the truth because they already believe in Him. They believe in the unity of the Creator, and they don't have questions about the Creator's existence anymore. And they're just looking for the right way how to serve, how to become one with Him, how to follow Him. And they're ready to throw everything away, all the things that are too heavy for them to carry in that journey, they will throw it away. And I can see that in my travels. I can see that in an amazing way, seeing so many people from so many different places on earth, and everyone with one thing, same thing in their heart. They want the truth. And that passion is a spiritual passion. It's not a result of your education. It's not a result of guidings. It's not a result of your life experience, because we're all coming from different backgrounds, with different thoughts, with different belief systems. And we all desire the Creator, and we all desire the Creator through our own inner structure of the nature of our creation, that it is to be those truth seekers. people that are coming from different cultures and finding truth in Judaism is something very unique and very special, but we need to talk about it. Because also Judaism, as we know as Judaism today, the modern Judaism, the existing one that we have, is also very, very wide. You have many, many different sections with many, many different traditions, people who are following different methods, different rabbis, different understandings, even in the purpose of Judaism, of the Torah, of the Bible. And it's very hard for a Jewish person to find his place over there, even more so to a person that is coming elsewhere. Like, okay, I want to be Jewish. All right, you know what? We have a whole rainbow of options for you. You can be Chassid, Chassid, like we said, one thing. Like you have 200 different varieties, options of how to be a Chassid. You want to be Sfaradi? No problem. You can be 350 kinds of Sfaradi. You want to be Ashkenazi, Litvish? No problem. It's like, as the number of synagogues, of rabbis, that's the numbers of methods and ways of Judaism that you can practice. And you know that it's exactly the same in Christianity. It's exactly the same in Islam. Like, you have so many different ways. Like, today I spoke with a friend of mine that grew up in a church. He grew up as Christian. And he told me, like, you need to have so much luck in this life to fall into the hands of a priest of a congregation that will just be like normal, just not abusive, just not gonna hurt. Like, you need luck for that. That the teacher over there, the priest, he will just gonna be a nice person. For that, you made it. Like, if you fell by mistake to a normal place, you already it's great, it's fantastic, and it's not like. It's not, oh, Christianity. No, we don't know. I have great friends that are Christians. I have great, amazing people that I know and friends of mine that are Muslim. Good people, amazing people, with strong handshake, with a loving hug, with a generous heart, with loving kindness. People, normal people. And that's the faith that they inherit, that they receive, that they've been educated by their parents, by their grandparents. That's their nation, that's their culture. What do you want from them? Nothing. So people who are coming to seek for the truth and saying, listen, we want the original one, we want the most ancient one, we want the one that starts in the Bible, we want the ones that Moses was following, we want the basic one, you don't know else. We want to go to the source. That's for sure going to be the first step of a truth seeker. I remember myself when I was 19 years old as a soldier in the IDF, in the army in Israel. I was secular. I grew up secular completely. We were not keeping Shabbat. We were not celebrating most of the holidays, only for fun, Purim. Okay, so everyone goes to parties. But we wouldn't go and read the scroll, Megillah. We wouldn't do any of those things. We were violating the most highest holidays, the Yom Kippur. We were not keeping anything. And when I decided that I found that I find interest in Judaism, because I was serving in an army base, that there were many religious people would come for interviews over there. And I came in touch with many Orthodox people. And there were many fights and battles between people over there, between the soldiers and the religious, the Orthodox ones. It was not quiet. It was not a nice atmosphere. And me, I was on the beginning of my spiritual task, mission, process, and I was looking for quiet, I was looking for peace, I was looking for good things, for good stuff, and those battles between people were hard on me. So I was jumping into the fights, into the arguments all the time to try to create peace between the sides. And then it came to me that one of those people, the Orthodox ones that were very different than us back then, we were all with a green uniform, we were secular and we're soldiers, and those people are coming, so for us they were different and we were all one, we were it's a unit, we were united, it was our base, we were soldiers, we were together, and They came and there were arguments, there were fights, and not always because of them, like many times because of us, like soldiers, women soldiers, like no one has patience today, like to like, it's not a pleasant scene. So I was jumping into those situations, trying to make peace and conversations, and it hit me in one of the days that really one of them can be my brother. Like, and then I told myself, like, he is my brother. Like, first of all, I said to myself, if like in one of the arguments that took place over there, I thought about it that like they're fighting with each other like eagles, like vultures, like they're so upset, so angry and fighting, but in reality they might fight with their own siblings, because he can be your cousin, and like you, the one of that, your mother's sister, that she's not talking to her because they moved to Bnei Brak or whatever, and that's it, and like it's your cousin and you want to kill him, and like what's going on? And when it hit me, I came with that question, that thought came to my mind. Okay, so what's the difference? If like, let's say your brother, that's what I thought back then. I didn't know that like it was, I was looking at a mirror and his brother was about to do tshuva. But I said to myself, if let's say your brother will decide one day to do tshuva, so like you can find him here as well. Like you can fight with him as well, like because he will decide to do tshuva. And then I asked myself, okay, so what's the difference between you? Like what makes you different in your life if you could have been growing in one house? If really, in reality, you both could grow from the same nest, same parents you have, grew up in the same family, and now he's elsewhere and you're elsewhere. So what is dividing you? What? And then I said, the Bible. When we finished the basic training, we got the Bible, the book, as a present. In the end, in the army, when you finish basic trainings, you receive a present from the army, from the state of Israel, the Bible. They give you the full Bible. And I had it. And I said, okay, so I have it. But they also have it. But they also have other books that was my first explanation in my mind from being totally ignorant, don't know anything. I said, they have many books who are explaining that book. Okay, that was my understanding. That's what if you would ask me in that day what is the meaning of the word Mishnah, Gemara, I wouldn't know. I didn't know anything. I did not know anything. Like only rumors on Orthodox people, on Charedim. Like I didn't know anything I didn't know. And then I said to myself, all right, so the fact that like both of you are holding the Bible is what that connects you, but the fact that they are occupying themselves with it, like they made a business out of it, they're thinking about it, they're busy with it, that's where your separation begins. And I said to myself, okay, so I want to bridge that difference. I want to fill that gap. I want to make one step toward them. It was the mistake of my life. That's where the accident began. So I took the Bible, and I was the most free person on earth back then. I was walking with my spikes haircut, with my bright blue Oakley sunglasses, and I was reading the Bible with no kippah, of course, on my head. Like, also, I didn't have to hide my bald. I was only 19 years old. But I was so happy, and it was so joyful for me to read the Bible from Bereshit until the end of 24 books. I read them all from the beginning till end. I think it took me like a week and a half or so. I was so happy. When I finished reading the book, I said, it's the best book I ever read in my life. And I read books. I was so happy, it was so joyful, I was enjoying reading the Bible so greatly that I felt I want to read more. And then I realized what they're doing. They are just doing what that makes sense. After you read something interesting, you want to invest a little bit more about it. It's simple math. Ta'amur u kitov Hashem. taste and you're going to see that Hashem is good. If you like the flavor of it, you're going to try it again. Okay, where can I get the recipe? Where can I find more of that potion, of that great thing? And the desire is getting stronger and stronger. So I wish that would be the case today. I wish that today I could have said that is reality with Judaism, that what did they do is seeking for the truth. And where I come up with this rude assumption that is not, unfortunately, that is not our reality today. First of all, from myself. I found myself in my 20 years of tshuva journey falling from that passion for the truth as well. I became religious. When I fell from that level of being a truth seeker, a person who desires the truth with all of his heart, that is willing to sacrifice and to do. And I remember myself in the beginning of my journey. I would fly like a hawk. I would run. I would do whatever it takes. Every day I would meditate. Every day I would do it bodedut. I would go to different synagogues to taste, to see, to check. Would go and buy different books. I had passion. I had flame in my heart. And I was all in that flame. I was overpowered by the holiness of the Torah and the wisdom of it, that I wanted to read all the books. And I had a whole bookcase full of books, and I haven't even started reading them. I was purchasing and buying and taking and making copies of books and marking and writing down notes, and like every crazy person that in his tshuva process. Those are the first steps. Those are the first steps. And in reality, after a while, after a couple of years of that journey, I became so religious that I felt my stomach is full. And not from the religion, just from seeking for the truth. And you start to feel satisfied from the regular things that you do during the day, like I already put my tefillin today. I already the refrigerator is full with kosher food. Like I'm keeping Shabbat already. I'm learning Daf Yomi. I have that page that I learn every day. I do my things. I fulfill my obligation, and by that you're immediately falling from that high and beautiful level of being a truth seeker, and you just become religious. And you lose your connection with God by that. Because on God it's written, Moshcheni acharecha narutza. We're asking Him to pull us, for us to run after Him. And the Zohar HaKadosh is saying, if the nation of Israel would know how much the Creator loves them, they would chase after Him like lions. They wouldn't get scared, they wouldn't get tired, the flame would increase, and they would run and overpower all difficulties, and jumping above all obstacles, and fighting with any enemy, and wouldn't look to the sides and to the back at all for a second, just rising and shining and blooming and succeeding and doing more, and waking up earlier and going to sleep even later, and doing everything with joy, with satisfaction, with passion, with love. But me, myself, I saw that very fast I fell from that level. And I just became religious, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to fulfill my obligations and to do things, and I started to feel comfortable with being who that I imagined and thought to myself, basically stories that I told myself, that I'm holding this level and that I'm doing that thing, but it was not the truth. So, to offer Judaism today to people, hey, you need to convert, you need to join, you need to be Jewish, that's not the answer. Because also over there, in the modern Judaism, or not modern, in the Judaism that is offered today, all the varieties of Judaism, you can fall in all those synagogues, in all those communities, to the same heavy sleep that will put you to sleep for good. That you're going to lose your touch with God. And you're just going to be connected through mitzvot, and you're going to do things, and you're going to think to yourself that you're connected. A person that is really connected, he is a person of faith. He is a person that is alive. He is a person that flame of fire is waking him up in the morning. You're not talking about a depressed person, a broken vessel, someone that is sad, someone that his life is heavy and hard on him. No, you're talking about a person that his heart is holy and pure, and he's desiring things, and he's moving, and he puts goals to himself, and he goes and conquers and climbing mountains and swimming oceans. You're talking about a man of God. You're not talking about a lazy person who forgot to pray Ma'ariv and like. You're talking about a person that life matters to him, that cares about his community, that cares about his siblings, who cares about the poor, who cares about everyone, and he wants to do good, and he wants to make Hashem happy and proud and whatever, everyone with his mindset. This is not something that you can find in Judaism. This is something that you can find only inside yourself. Inside yourself. And Hashem said, the Creator said, Betoch ami anochi yoshavet. Inside my people I live. Inside. Inside. Inside doesn't mean between the houses of the Jewish community. No. Inside, it's inside your heart. Inside it, it's inside your mind. It's inside your veins. It's inside your thoughts. It's inside your senses, your feelings, your emotions, your deep understandings, your thoughts into the night. That's inside. Inside, it's inside. Not in the first external ring, or the second or the third. That's not inside enough. Inside is only inside. Inside of you. There you can find God. And nowhere else in the world. Because all this world is a world of reflections. Is a world of fake illusions that are filtering the godly light of the Creator through screens. They're reflecting His godliness through this screen, or through those screens, or through this screen, or through this screen. Those are all screens. Some of them are thicker, and the Creator's light is coming in a smaller amount, in a shorter amount. You can see less of the Creator over there. And some of them are very, very clean and very, very pure, like the sky, that are very, very bright and very, very gorgeous and beautiful. And you can see clearly that there is God up there, but still blocking the light of heaven. And the sun that is the source of light, that is the source of shine, that the world is enjoying from, or the water that they're nothing more pure than water, or fire, that nothing can contaminate, water, or air, or fire, the holiest things, or earth. You cannot really see the Creator through those things, even though that they are the clearest of them all. You're going to try to look at the sun, and you're going to fall to that imagination that we depend in the sun. That the sun gives us light, that the sun gives us life, when in reality there is no one else than Him. And He's the one who puts the energy into those engines. He's the one who moves the stars in their circles. He's the one who moves nature in His flow. He's the one that is above the creation. The creation is inspiring. The creation is beautiful. The creation is gorgeous and godly, and it's insane. You can go lost in the creation. But in every detail, how complex it is and how great it is, and it's fantastic, it's deep, it's meaningful, it's powerful. But it's external. And this is why you will never gonna receive a clear 100% answer that will answer your question. The only way that you'll find the answer to your question is from within. And for that you need to be so brave. Because inside of you there is a complete reflection of His godliness. Like the whole world. The light of the Creator is so great and perfect, and this is why the world, the creation, the existence is so wide. And you have hundreds of thousands of different species of animals, and trees, and weathers, and landscapes, and different kinds of water, and different sounds and voices, because the reflection of God is so wide that it needs to hit so many surfaces for it to be reflected in completion, because you cannot say He's beautiful. What that is beautiful for me is not beautiful for you. But what that is beautiful for me and what that is beautiful for you and for the rest of the world is the beauty of heaven. Not only what that I think that is beautiful is what that Hashem thinks that is beautiful. Also, but not only, also everything that you find gorgeous and beautiful are the beauty of Hashem. It's beauty of His reflection in your life, in my life, in their lives. So there is beauty, and beauty is not only in the eyes of people, it's also in the eyes of animals. They might also find things beautiful than others. We don't know. But the beauty of Hashem, the complete beauty of the Creator, is being reflected in all those angles, and not only in the angles of the existence of the world today, also in all the angles in different cultures, in different nations, different places, different states, also in the past. Means that what that was beautiful 5,000 years ago can be very, very different than what that is considered beautiful for our eyes today. Totally different. But then it was the beauty of Hashem, it was the beauty of the Creator, and also 1 year later, and also 1 second later, and also 500 years later, and on and on and on, in all the places. So the beauty of heaven, the beauty of Hashem, is the beauty that is being reflected through all those curtains, through all those screens, since the first early moment of creation till the last moment of redemption, after the end of 1,000 years of prosperity and heavenly light and joy. Means that the beauty of heaven is something gigantic, and not only the beauty, everything, courage, and fear, and love, and passion, and the truth, and answers, and questions, and like every single thing, a chair, a table, everything is so deep because Hashem is so deep, and He created the whole complete wide world to reflect His being, who He is, His wisdom, His kindness, His goodness, His generosity, His patience, His love, all the qualities of the Creator. He wanted it to be seen. So, because that He is so great, He had to create such a huge, gigantic creation. Huge. If you're going to realize, like, I'm driving 17 hours from Florida to Texas, and like, I haven't seen anything but one highway. Like, and I'm driving, and like, you can never cover no one. All people that lived on earth since the beginning haven't covered, like 10% they didn't cover. The animals that are running all over the place, they didn't cover everything. It's like, it's so deep, and go deep to the ground, and go fly to the sky. Like, you can't cover any of Hashem's real existence. And all of that it's impossible to find, even to search for, includes inside your own soul. Everything that is being reflected in the external world lives inside of you. This is why it's so scary to look inside. Because you can say, you know what, I'm not scared of sharks. I'm swimming into the ocean. I'm not scared. Okay, I hear you. Maybe you are so brave that you can swim with sharks and not be scared. You might. Me? Terrified. You might be brave. Okay, you earned it. You have videos to prove that you were wrestling with a great white shark and you won. I'm with you, no problem. And no scars, great. No problem. Okay, that's one. Are you also able to wrestle all the bears, and also to wrestle all the snakes, and also all the lions, and all the cheetahs, and all the leopards, and all that, and we can continue, and also all the germs and the viruses, are you strong over there as well? Or your wife? Can you fight with your wife? Are you brave? Are you also brave there? I want to see you. The wrestler. Okay, come to the ring. I'm going to show you something. Okay, so in reality, you are scared. Even if you found yourself super brave in one section of your life, you nailed it, you made it, you overpowered your fears in that portion of your life. Now, to look deep into yourself, it's to confront everything. It's to find yourself in front of God, because He lives inside of you. And the worst of the worst, just going to be explained right now. Outside, it's through curtains with filters. Inside, it's pure truth. Inside, it's the core of the core. It's the essence of it. Inside. For that, you need to allow yourself to separate yourself a little bit from the outside world, and to go and make that inner investigation of who you really are. Who am I? That's the beginning of your mission. That was the beginning of my search, by the way. I found myself that I'm doing things against myself. That was the beginning of my questions on my existence. Like, that's where I start to wonder what in the world is going on here in life. Because everything could be fine, but I felt that something is wrong. I felt when friends were calling me and telling me, hey, you want to go to the pubs, to the clubs, do you want to go this, there? And I was like, no, I don't want. And then they would say another thing, and I said, okay, I'll be ready in 5 minutes. And like, I don't want to go, but I'm finding something to wear and I'm out. And why are you doing that? And I found myself that I was lying to myself, that I was not myself. Like, I hate that person, I never want to speak with him again, and here I'm his best friend. Like, he is my best friend, so-called. Like, people holding us as best friends, and I want to kill him. And like, he's killing me, and I keep on suffering. So what's going on? And that brought me to those hard questions of like, what in the world are you doing? Like, why are you going against yourself? Why can't you be who you are? Why you are allowing your fears to control your life and to destroy it, and you're losing yourself for that. And you're losing your happiness, you're losing your confidence, you're losing your self-esteem, you're losing your satisfaction from life. And for what? For the fact that you're scared to be who you are and to stand up against him and tell him, that's it. I don't want to have you or anything that belongs to you in my life. I don't want to be your friends anymore. I don't want to be part of this thing anymore. I don't feel like wasting my time in that way anymore. And only when I started to do those things and to be truthful, I remember that I really hurt one of the people that I was close with. I told that thing many times because only it's a good example. I had many, many other things that went through in my mind, but this is something I remember. And that person, I really hurt him, and no one knew, only me. And I felt that I'm going with a heavy stone on my chest. I felt that I need to apologize to him. And there was no chance in the world that he will find out ever. And even if he would come and suspect it, I could easily lie and say, no, it never happened. Like, what, are you crazy? And it would pass. But I felt bad. And I was already in that journey of seeking and demanding the truth, that when it hit me, out of the result of an inner search, the outside world could never reflect that thing to me. It was something that happened in a dark room. It was something that happened in a place that there was no witnesses. There was nothing to remind me of that thing except for my inner feelings that were popping up again and again, over and over, knocking on my head, knocking on my heart, and reminding me, you violated the code, you sinned, you did something wrong, and you feel bad about it. And when I was able to listen to it, then I went and I apologized to that person. And then I went and I did something good with that. I healed myself and I helped him in that way as well. Because when lies are out there, there can never be healing. There can never be healing. Because a group of liars can never see the Spirit of God, can never see the Spirit of heaven. And when we are seeking for truth, we need to respect people. We need to respect the world. We need to respect different cultures. And it doesn't mean that you need to change for them. It doesn't mean that you need to move 1 inch for someone else to be happy and satisfied from you, for you to fulfill the obligation in his eyes, that he will say, oh yeah, you made it, you're right. No, you don't need people to agree with you and to approve you. You just need to respect them. You just need to have the ability to appreciate, like food. You can appreciate food and to choose what you want to eat. Delicious food. When people are asking me about food that is not kosher, and my kids, for an example, they see like advertisements like of restaurants, whatever, that red bug all over the place, the lobster, and my son is saying to me like, it's so disgusting, like how people can eat that. And I told him, you can say that only because you never tried. You can say that it's disgusting only because you never tasted it. Now, I'm not telling you to taste it. It's not kosher. Of course not. It's a bug. You don't need to eat water bugs because they're water. No. It's a bug. You don't eat bugs. But to say that it's not tasty, that it's disgusting, whatever. It's a matter of culture. If your great-grandmother was cooking it in her house like crocodile's soup in Memphis, okay, like you would never taste crocodile soup. But if on the weekend's table at your grandmother's house you would eat from that crocodile soup, for you it would be the best thing in the world. Why? Because your grandmother made it. That's not something that someone can ever interrupt. And it doesn't mean that it's kosher. No, it's not kosher. We're not eating predators. We're not eating crocodiles. We're not eating those animals. But to say it's disgusting, it's stupid. Because it can be the thing that will revive families. It can be the thing that will unite families in different cultures, in different sections and parts in the world. It can bring unity and love and brotherhood and many qualities can rise and shine through things that you are not involved with. You don't have no connection to that. You can choose, I eat only kosher. Great. You can also choose to be vegetarian, and you can also decide that you want to eat only bread and water. No problem. And not gluten flour bread. Okay, like whatever you want to do, you can do. No problem. You can choose your path, but not to disqualify other people because it contradicts your faith system. Say, I need to work on my faith system to be stable. And when my faith system will be stable, I will have tolerance, I'll have the ability to respect others as well. And not to change for them and not to ask them to change for me. Just to understand that they are humans, that they are people, that they are also enjoying something, that they have feelings, that they have emotions, that they are going to sleep somewhere else tonight when you go to your home. They have and run different life. For an example, about Christianity, a huge difference between two kinds of believers in Christianity. Something that blew my mind when I realized that thing. Something that is not famous and not known in the world. Something so important to realize. And I'll tell you that thing. Jewish people considering Christians as idols worshippers. Why? Because Jewish people, first of all, they don't know Christianity. The majority of Jewish people, they don't know. We've never been taught Christians' rules and to know if it's wrong or right. Like, we just know that it's wrong. It's a different religion. And the rabbis that taught us, and in the books, and that's the halakha, is saying to us that Christianity is wrong, is a mistake, and it's not the right way. So Jewish people are staying away from Christianity. They don't want to taste it, they don't want to smell it, they don't want to hear about it. They know it's wrong and we don't want nothing to do with that. First, okay, can understand it, can respect that. You don't want to get anything foreign into your house, can respect that. It's beautiful. But there is something to realize. Not all Christians are answering to that prototype of worshipping idols, idols worshippers, as the Gemara and the Talmud are presenting them, because there might be a difference that is tremendous, that is huge. There are people in Christianity who believes that Jesus is God. That is their faith. I think it's called Trinity. Am I right? That's how it calls? Yeah? You're too shy to answer yes?
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
That they believe that Jesus, he is God. Now, for Jewish people, to say that a man is God, that's a mistake. For us, that is the answer. When we hear about someone like that that person is saying, that man was no man. He was not a man. He was God. It's God. He was God and he is God and he will always stay God. For us, simple Jewish people that are following halakha, that's a mistake. That is exactly a person that you will define him as an idol worshipper. That's the definition. He made something for us. Maybe, I don't know how. Maybe he's right. But me, if you're going to ask me, he's wrong. For me, based on the teachings and learnings I've been exposed to, tradition that we inherit from our ancestors, you can never say that something else except for God is God. You cannot. But you have millions or maybe even hundreds of millions of Christian people who does not follow that law of Trinity. And they will never say that Jesus is God. Just, they believe that Jesus is the Messiah. They believe that he is the Mashiach. Now, what's the problem with that? Why can we find a problem with that? They're not obligated to follow Judaism. They're not obligated to follow the halakha and to keep it. And if they have the faith that this person, that man, he is the Messiah, and we do not agree, okay, let's say Jewish people, we disagree on that. For us, it's a mistake, it's a joke. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Listen, I'll call another Jewish person who thinks that a certain rabbi, he is the Mashiach. He is the real true Mashiach. And let's say that in the end of days, we're going to realize that that rabbi that he believed in, that he was the Mashiach and about to be revealed, died and was not the Mashiach in the end. Let's say so. That Jewish person had faith in a certain rabbi and he believed that that rabbi was the Mashiach, and in the end of time, we all saw and realized that that rabbi, was not the right Mashiach. He was a false Mashiach. On that Jewish person, we will not say that he is a kofir, that he is not Jewish. We're not going to disqualify his Judaism for his faith in a false Mashiach. So how come we going to disqualify the faith of a Christian person in a false Mashiach based on our understanding that that man was not Mashiach? It's only to say that he is wrong, but it's not giving us the ability to say on him that he is an idol worshipper, because he's not worshipping. He does not say that that man is God. He's just saying that that man, he is the Mashiach. So he can find faith in that man. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not Mashiach. Maybe it's clear for you above 100% that that man is not Mashiach. But still, it does not make that person an idol's worshipper. And those are things that are not famous in the world. Now, it doesn't mean anything about the way you should live your life. It doesn't mean anything about the halakha that needs to be changed right now. It doesn't mean that you need to follow something else except for the most hardcore, old school, traditional Judaism that passed to you from your great-grandparents until today. It does not change anything. Just we're trying to create tolerance. We're just trying to create a place in our hearts to understand that people are coming from different backgrounds, with different faith systems, with different beliefs, and they also might be wrong. Also, that assumption might be totally wrong, but you will not going to disqualify and erase a person because of him being wrong. Unless he's coming to kill you. The one who comes to kill you, you need to kill him first. If he comes to attack you, you need to attack him. Like, if you're my enemy, you're done. I'll do the best that I can to destroy you because You cannot kill me. I'm sorry. I need to live. I have family to take care of. You cannot kill me. But as long as you just want to live your life and to have your belief system and to believe whatever you believe, I cannot disqualify you. And I should not define you in a negative way and to think that I'm better than you because I had different parents than you, or I learned in a different school than you. It doesn't make me more important than you. And the colors of the rainbow of the Creator, the beauty of the Creator's light that is shining, is so wide range, is so wide and so gorgeous and so beautiful and so full, that we should not disqualify any of it in our heart. It doesn't mean that you need to taste all the foods and that you should worship, God forbid, all gods and all faiths. No. You need to focus and center and concentrate your mind to the only path that you know that is right for you. If you find your happiness in a Jewish house, you should not walk away ever in your life. If you find that dairy food makes your stomach aches, you shouldn't eat dairy. It's like simple math. When you realize that something is wrong for you in your path, you need to let it go. You must let it go. And not to go back ever again. Not even to try. If you realize that you have a higher, more elevated understanding about your life and your purpose and the meaning and reason for you to live, you should follow your heart till the end of time. And to connect yourself to the truth with all your might, with all your power, with all your sources. Use your brain and your heart and all your power for that purpose. And you should not tilt to the sides ever. But you should have the ability to respect people. Because people are reflections of God. People are heavenly light that is shining to the world. And some lights are darker than others. And some of the brightest ones can be too sharp and too painful and damage your eyes. A person should find his own golden path to walk on, and for that you need to be connected to your heart. The way to do it is not through hearing speeches, and not through reading books, and not through going to lectures, and not through running to the forests. It's only through an inner observation, listening to your inner voice, running a conversation between you to your true self, trying to find your inner purpose, to understand who you are, using your mind and your heart, your feelings and your senses to realize what makes me happy, what makes me healthy, what makes me stable, what makes me feel good about myself, what in my actions is helping me to rise and to find more strength and more power. What is building me? What is stabilizing me? And what is damaging me? What is hurting me? What is sabotaging my path? What is destroying my joy and my happiness? What pushes me down to great sadness and black bitterness? Who are my enemies? And when you're going to just allow yourself to be aware to who you are, you're going to find the answer, one answer, to all your questions. It always is right or wrong, left or right, life or death, good or bad. It's only two options in every intersection in life. To do or not to do. To ask or not to ask. To think or not to think. To continue or to stop. To run or to wait. To breathe or not. In every moment, you have one question in your mind. And when you are tuned to yourself, just be honest with yourself. Is that the right thing to do? What is the right thing to do? What will bring peace? What will create quiet? What will bring joy? Work through your positive mindset, using the heavenly tools that have been given to you to recognize good out of bad, and you just go through life and sift and clarify and clean and pull out holy sparks. You can stand in front of a pile of fruits, of apples, of tomatoes, vegetables, and you're going to pick one from the right side. Why? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You have 500 tomatoes. They're all great. Pick the one that is the closest one to your hand and move. No. Why not? Because you sense something different about that one in the bottom of the pile, and some crazy people like you can dig for hours. You can ask for another box to bring from the back. Can you bring me another box of those tomatoes? Like he's looking at you like you're nuts, like you lost your mind, like you have 500 tomatoes and you're asking me to go. It's going to take me 7 minutes. You know how many things I have to do in my life? You want another box? Yes. Why? Because you feel that there is a spark in that tomato that you need to add to your dish. And you can never know the greatness of that act. Because when your soulmate, your partner, your children, your guest will come and gonna eat from that food, it's gonna heal them, it's gonna build them, it's gonna give them that spark that was so needed for them. And only a person that is tuned from within to his inner voice is able to supply the right merchandise to his customers, to his friends, to his family. Only a person that is well connected will know that today he wants to eat a cucumber in the morning and an avocado in the afternoon for lunch. You will know it because you listen to yourself. Another person, whatever you're going to bring to the table, he's going to eat. And this is why he will be held back spiritually and emotionally, because he's feeding from the wrong sparks, because he's not listening and not tuned to the voice of heaven, to the heavenly voice that is speaking to us from within. Because from outside you can never choose the right tomato because of its shine or look. Only because that you're going to listen to your craziness that is telling you to dig deep to the third line of tomatoes and to bring that one. And you need to go and follow your craziness. And that's the only way to find Hashem, to find the truth. Because that is the right one that you need to put to your salad today, and not another. And you need to take that milk box that is the third one in that row. They all carry the same price tag, same print on the cover, and you're going to take the third. Why? Because you're going to drink it. And you know that you want to take the third. Why? Because that's what you feel. And you need to follow that. And you need to listen to that. Sometimes in our domestic days, people can find themselves that they go too far with that. And they become neurotic. They become like crazy. Oh no, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that. No, yeah, me. They start having like Kabbalistic ideas on every cucumber. No, relax. That's the time for medicines. That's the time not to go to the fields and not to open books. It's time for one pill a day that will balance you, and you'll be fine, and you'll be okay. And you're going to stop harassing us with 5,000 emails every week. Rav Dror, Rav Dror, Rav Dror. I have a list of more than 300 potential Mashiach that are like waiting for me to reveal them to the world. Like they cannot understand why I'm not using the blessing of the social media that's been given to me by God to give them the stage. Like over 300 poor souls on files they have. Emails that haven't been answered properly. When in reality, I respect them all. And I tell them all, may all your prayers be answered, and may the Creator who chose you for a purpose reveal that to the world. I don't know what, I'm not lying. I just bless him to find his point in Avodat Hashem, serving God, and to find true happiness. I'm just trying to find mine. Thank you so much, and may the Creator answer all our prayers and all our requests in no time. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Thank you. Guys, we brought... Thank you. Thank you. We brought wonderful books and CDs that I wrote and recorded and illustrated, and the new book, Unlock Your True Potential, is here with us as well. A wonderful book, and I'm very proud of being the one who brought it down to the world. And also we are a non-profit organization that is willing to help you not to pay your taxes to the government. So you can help us with your support and exempt taxes by that. And may the Creator, like I said before, answer all your prayers and all your requests in no time. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Thank you. The world does not exist. Because Olam Milshon Ne'elem, the world is just blocking the light of truth. The world called Alma Deshika, world of light, is just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion. It's just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion.